There's no way, man. It's me, Ciplex. This is not your typical video, as it's my voice reveal. Pause. English is not my first language, alright? So please be kind to me in the comments.
What the hell, boy?
So the plan for today is quite simple. We just gotta make the best recreation of the HUNTRIX apartment, penthouse, however you wanna call it, from the movie K-pop New Hunters, which has been my movie of the year so far, and I don't think it's gonna go down from that spot. You know, 2025 was absolutely stacked for movies, especially in movie sceners.
Nah, we cousins.
It's an incredible piece of film, but you know, this movie K-pop Demon Hunters, man, it's just so good. It got my heart.
That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
And speaking of BLOXBURG, you know, I don't wanna consider myself a pro, like no glazing involved, but it is true that I'm very good.
Stop the cap!
I've been doing this for a lot of time now. I started in 2018. I've been uploading non-stop ever since, and I feel like I just get better with time. I age like fine wine, so I'm gonna start using my good knowledge of BLOXBURG into making these more fun type of videos. Also, this part is a voiceover, and at first I didn't think it was gonna take a lot of time. Oh, but you know, I was very wrong. I spent a total of 10 days on this build. You know, I split it into different hours of work, but still. And honestly, it didn't take as long as other builds, or I don't know, maybe it did take a long time, but it was still very tiring. Dude, these windows have been taking so long. Like, I don't know if I'm gonna be showing the whole clip, probably not, cause it took like way too long. But yeah, this is the main window of the building. It's this curved thing that I already made one of these a couple of years ago, but this time it's so much bigger, and the BLOXBURG has this thing where like big shapes are harder to manipulate with the transform tool, so it was really annoying, honestly. So yeah, I'm just doing this at the moment. I hope that I can be finished with this as soon as possible, and yeah, I'm gonna cut into the finished part. Look at this beauty, man. I did these mirrors on purpose because, you know, they kind of act like the sky reflecting on windows, and I feel like it just looks really good. The curvature of it is insane. You know, the real thing has this sort of slant curve that, as you can see, is like not here, but I'm gonna do that right now. And I feel like it's gonna add a lot to the realism and the illusion of it, so I feel like that's what we need for this build, so let's cut into that. Okay, so I already did that. You can definitely notice this length of it, and yeah, it's finished. You know, it's very tall, and I really like how it looking like. What I don't like are these things, like these gaps in between the mirrors on the bottom. I feel like that's because of the angles and how shapes work, but yeah, I'm very happy with how it's looking like right now.
Whoa! Yankee with no brim!
Right, so I did a lot of progress. This is the next day, and also, like, I feel like my voice has been getting more confident. Like, I've been getting more confident in my voice right now, you know, in comparison to the start of the video. And also, in other news, this logo that is on the wall of the building, you know, I'm not gonna be making it with structurals or shapes. I feel like it's very difficult, so I'm just gonna do a decal. It's not gonna be this one. Also, look at this exterior. I had a lot of progress off camera, but this is looking really good so far. And yeah, you know, this is kind of like a summary of what I've been doing. So right now I feel like I'm gonna do the decal part for this because I couldn't really find one, so yeah, I'm gonna do that. Did you think I was gonna be taking the easy way, the easy route? Oh, just get a decal, oh, it's gonna be so easy. And no, I'm not a fraud. Listen, I'm Ciplex, I'm not just another builder, so please run that montage. Dude, that was just awful. That was one of the worst experiences of my life. Dude, I was so hyped, I was so confident. This is all basic shapes and structurals. I couldn't even duplicate the thing because it was so expensive, it had so many shapes, it was extremely difficult to make. And the worst part is that I have to make the bigger logo with the same technique that I did. And honestly man, just run that montage. This is not even funny anymore. This was meant to be, like a very special video, like my first voiceover, my voice reveal, but at least look at this logo. It's so much better than a decal, but I had so much trouble making it. Okay, so quick news. Most of the exterior is done now, and I can finally start with the interior, which it's gonna be so much more refreshing. I'm just gonna stop playing right now. I'm gonna see you tomorrow, and I just know that I'm gonna have more energy for that interior. Okay everyone, it's the next day. I already started with this carpet and I made this at the very start. I think that I made it even before the layout for the build because I wanted to make a custom carpet, I'm making a lot of custom decals. I already have a lot of them and I still have more decals to go. But yeah, I feel like it's very accurate. I don't know, like if you've noticed or if you've seen the image of the penthouse, which I'm probably gonna put on screen right now. It's this kind of shape and there is not an image of it online, so I made it on Photoshop because I'm just that guy.
Why you need Get down, boy! Get down!
One of my favorite scenes from this movie is the couch chant that Mira and Zoe do. Couch. The couch is so comfy. Is my couch looking good? Like, is it looking comfy? I feel like I'm gonna be doing a good job with it, I'm gonna nail it. Also, I've got a question for everyone watching. Who is your favorite character? Mine has to be Rumi. Yeah, I made this coffee table, but I'm gonna start this coffee table. It has the shape of the carpet, which I think is a very interesting detail from the creator. So yeah, I'm gonna build it now. Dude, it took so long. I'm kind of a perfectionist, I did a new technique for this little detail, and yeah. Okay, so as I was saying, Rumi is my favorite because I don't know, she just has that personality that I really like. Also, Zoe is a close second. Like, she has such a bubbly personality. She's so funny. Right, so I made these decals in Photoshop the other day and I finally got them uploaded. They took really long to load and they are gonna go onto the windows. So let me show you. Okay, so I just finished this ramen shelf that I have in the movie, and I was not able to color this. Like, I didn't know they even had this in the game, but shout out to them because they saved me. But as these are from the fridge, I couldn't color them even though I wanted to. But also these windows, they are looking so good. From the exterior, they are blue tinted. But if you look on the interior, like if you look from the inside out, it's completely clear just like in the movie, so I feel like I did a good job with that. So I already furnished a big part of the build and now I have to do the kitchen, I have to do the vinyl wall, I have to do the elevator, and I have to do the lighting, even though I'm gonna leave that for last, I think. Dude, for this build I had to do a lot of research. Like, I found a lot of artists from the movie, like concept artists, like VFX artists, like actual illustrators who did a lot of things for the art of the movie. And in my search for, all of the pictures of the apartment, and I found interesting discard stuff for scenes that didn't happen, and I even found a name for HUNTRIX that they didn't use. Okay, so to give you an update on that, the name was Diacy. I don't know, it's weird, but I found most of these pictures that I'm saying on Celine Kim's profile, who is the art director for the movie. So all of the interesting things that, made this movie as good looking as it is, it's mostly because of her and obviously because of her team. You know, I have been wanting to do voiceovers for so long. I just feel like many of the other YouTubers in the BLOXBURG community have such a good time with them, and for the longest of times I wanted to do my take on it. But as someone who doesn't speak English at all, like, I interact with the language every day. Like you can tell from my YouTube channel, I don't know if anybody knew that I wasn't a native English speaker, but I am not. It was very hard for me to find the motivation to get out of my comfort zone and actually do what I always wanted to do. So I had to ask a lot of other YouTubers for tips. So it was just recently that I decided to step up and take this big leap that hopefully results in a bigger and better things. So make sure to support that. If you like this type of new content, make sure to like and subscribe, all of that stuff. Also, I feel like I'm one of the most consistent speed builders out there. Like, I don't think there's somebody who has been doing it for as long as me, so I completely understand if anyone is out there worried if I'm gonna stop doing speed builds, because if we are being honest, I also have that thought in the back of my head. But the truth is that I'm planning on uploading all of my videos as speed builds, so if you're not really into this new type of videos, you can always watch the toned down and just the usual type of content that I do. But from now on, I feel like the priority will be trying out new content rather than using the usual basic houses that don't have any twists. And what I'm trying to say is that you will keep on seeing quality builds from me, alright? Like, my skill is not going anywhere, but I will step up my creativity in terms of the challenges that come with building and with the videos themselves. Okay, so I had to cut a lot of footage because otherwise the video would have been 6 hours long and none of us want to watch that, so let's skip that for the people that are recreating it. But I have finished the main area. It's very poorly lit up, but I'm gonna worry about that later. Like, look at the lights on the roof, and even with all of them, it's not lit up properly. So the living room is now complete, and I used the ghost pillow from the Halloween update for this duck plushie that is on the couch. We also have the wall with all of the plaques and the elevator. We also have the dining room and the kitchen. There's not a single scene where we can see much of them, but I get enough pictures that led me to believe this is the correct placement and details. Like, this dining table has the grated glass that I bet nobody noticed. Also, the ramen shelf looks really nice, and for as much as I would have liked to have different types of cups, it's fine like this, I don't really mind. Also, I did more lighting, but you can barely notice. I'm probably gonna finish it on the last, and the floating stairs, well, they lead nowhere, but this is because the rooms will actually be downstairs and not upstairs. With this, I can say that we have finally finished the main floor. In my eyes, it's looking very accurate, which is very exciting, and we're gonna keep that quality going on for the next 2 rooms. So yeah, let's keep on cooking.
It is what it is. It is what it is.
Holy Jesus. What is that? What the f is that?
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
Yeah, please ignore my roomie that I made. She's just here to help us visualize the girls in their new apartment, okay? I know she's not as charming as in the movie, but she's trying her best. Look at her. Doesn't she look like she belongs in here? Let me put roomie right here, alright? Please don't mind.
I f***ing hate you.
Now I'm gonna start her bedroom. And since I actually planned it very well, it's going to be in the accurate spot, and it's also gonna have the balcony with Derpy the cat as well. Like, we are doing the whole packaging here. So here's a fun story. I actually didn't watch this movie until very recently, and I'm so pissed because I was kind of late to the party because, I'm not sure if the hype has already died down for this video. I'm not sure if it's gonna have a lot of views or if it's gonna have like 10. Like, if I had uploaded it in July, I'm pretty sure that it would have done like big numbers, but it doesn't matter now, right? So the reason why I actually gave it a chance was because of Fortnite. Like, they were releasing the skins, and I knew that for me to enjoy them fully, I needed to watch the movie, so I did. And since then, I have logged it on my letterbox so many times. It's just that good. I mean, don't blame me. I bet some of you have watched it more times than me. Also, I forgot to mention before, but these custom couches that I made are really difficult to make as well. I just don't get what they have the bean bags in the smallest of sizes, but not for adults. It's not like only children can use this in real life. Like, matter of fact, most of them are big as hell. Okay, so next up I'm gonna do the shelf where Rumi puts the box that has the tonics for her voice, but what I wanted to say about this was that I knew this movie was gonna be good because of that one sequence, like the whole sequence of them going to the doctor, meeting the Saya boys, the Soda Pop music video. Like, dude, I swear that's peak entertainment, it was so funny. Also, let me know down below in the comments what your favorite song is. Like, I don't wanna sound too basic, but I strongly believe that Golden is one of the best songs of the year. Like, EJ did some magic with that melody. And if you're into K-pop, she also wrote a lot of successful tracks, including Psycho by Red Velvet, which I consider to be the greatest K-pop track in history. EJ, I was not familiar with the game. Alright, so this is Rumi's room. I think I nailed it, not gonna lie. And I also made the balcony where the cat randomly spawns out of nowhere, but I don't have it right now, so for now it's gonna be empty. So here's the box with the tonics that I was mentioning earlier. I'm not sure if there are Capri Suns in BLOXBURG, but I'm gonna put them in there. Also, the hardest and most time consuming part was 100% these weird trims that are on the walls. I'm not the biggest fan of how they look in game, but I mean, they are like that in the movie, so we ball. This part is also never shown in frame. All I know is that there's a door frame that is meant to lead to what I guess is a bedroom, but I just did some basic stuff just to not leave it empty. Also, here's supposed to be a Polaroid of Zoe, that it is in the movie as well, but I haven't uploaded it yet. I'm gonna do that for the final tour, however. We also have this nice looking mirror in here too, and the bed that is just as colorful and vibrant as the rest of the house.
Leave me alone, you freak.
Here in the balcony you can see the pot that Derpy dropped and a bunch of big plants. Yeah, and with that I think we're finished with her room, and now I'm gonna jump into making the studio. I think this is the room that I'm the most excited about. I found so many good reference pictures, and the reason why I like this space so much is because it's so intimate, but it's also packed with a bunch of stickers and random stuff. I have a lot of decals already published, but I need even more that haven't been uploaded yet because Roblox banned me for one of the decals, bro. This door I had to make from scratch on Photoshop, adding all of the stickers that you see one by one. But now let me get a very important decal, what I like to call the cool Soya wall. I feel like this space would be so empty without it, and yes, I also had to make this entirely in Photoshop. I was doing this at like 1 AM. I never add any food to my kitchens or even my pantries, because I like to make houses feel brand new. But this time we're using them to make rooms feel alive, like the girls just left from making a banger. The whole purpose of this room is to be as messy and as cluttered as possible, and it's looking really good so far. Also, I made yet another decal for stickers that go on the table, and this is my favorite furniture item in the whole house. It's just so good and detailed. Yeah, look at this. This is honestly my favorite room so far. I had a bit of trouble with my decal for the sound equipment, but I already got that done, and this is looking like a studio that Metro Boomin would use.
Metro Boomin, make it boom.
So this is the last day of recording, and I was looking at the past footage, and I mentioned my voice being more confident, and even a few days after that, I can say that it's even better now. So please bear with me as I dive into this new world, alright? I'm already excited for what's to come, and if you're having trouble with understanding me, well, I'm sorry, okay?
I just love my dog.
I'm just trying my best, but hopefully and with enough practice, I can start having a clearer pronunciation. You know what they say, consistency is key. So yeah, I'm almost done with this studio, and this part is one of my favorite details. The lyrics pasted on the windows of the studio, and all of the details and decals coming together. I've been spending so much time on this, and I can't wait to show you how it's looking like. Hey there, I'm just dancing to Soda Pop in my brand new apartment. First off, this is one of the most unique challenges that I've ever faced in BLOXBURG. Such an uncommon shape, and with the huge size of both the apartment and the whole building, it was very difficult to plan and to start. But anyways, here we have it. It looks incredible at night, and I use the new fog blocks from the Halloween update to sort of blend in the top and the bottom of the building with the background.
Shorty wanna ball with the chick.
and at first I was gonna use the fog machines, but this was a much better alternative. So here we can see the main details, like the windows and especially this neon logo. I'm very happy with how it turned out, and I think that while it was very difficult to make, it was well worth it to make it out of basic shapes instead of a decal. Just look at all of this detail. I had to work with so many shapes and some of the smallest structurals, but I feel like I've got enough experience with them to know how to make them work. I am pretty convinced that in total this whole logo is worth around 20k or even more. Then immediately to the right we can see the blue tinted panels. I didn't use basic shapes to make this because I wanted it to have a double view. In the movie, if you look from the inside out, it's completely clear, but the shot from the outside showed this blue tint on the windows, and I think while it was very expensive, it was completely worth the price. And if you ask me, this is the most make or break moment in the whole build. Then in the back we have the balcony from his room. He has this big garden with a lot of plants, and I decided to add the decal of Derpy hiding in between the bushes, just like when she met him for the first time. Now that I'm thinking, I should have added more lights to this back part, but you know what they say. Oh well, and I know you wanna see the whole tour of Rumi's room, but we're gonna get to that in a moment. Luckily I didn't have to add the logo on this side, but now we have the important part, the interior of the apartment. Okay, so here we are, and honestly the proportions on this are completely out of love with BLOXBURG. Like, this is a whole different level. I have no idea of how big this is, I just know that this is accurate to the size of the actual apartment. Then we have one of the most interesting details in the whole house. This very colorful rug that has these wooden floors all over the edge, and right next to the windows it has this sort of glassy floor texture that I replicated using the ice texture. We have this glassy piano that is meant to be made out of glass, but you know we don't have that sort of technology in BLOXBURG, like we are not advanced like that. Then the whole lighting is crazy. I had to add a lot of lights because it was just not bright enough. Moving on to the kitchen, we have this raised floor, and the kitchen counter also follows the sort of geometry that the carpet has. The Ramian wall is standing tall over here, and I had no idea that we had these cups in game, but I'm very glad that I found them because I could use them as props. Also, one detail that I'm noticing is that I'm doing this very chaotic tour, as opposed to my very calm and almost artsy tours that I'm used to. You already know we have the dining room over here. It's got this texture made out of a grated glass, and while it was a detail that nobody noticed, I decided to add it to the room. Now we're heading upstairs, using these magic steps that are floating for no reason, and on the other side of the door, we're gonna be able to find the rest of the rooms. Just kidding, we're not gonna find anything. It's just lights and candles because it was pitch dark in here. I honestly didn't care about hiding this part on the roof because either way it has this fog covering it. As a final detail for this floor, we have the wall with all of the plaques that the group won. You know, very deserved, all of their songs are so good. I mean, I'm just hoping that in this alternate universe they are dropping music constantly. And now let me use this custom elevator. Oh wait, it's just a door. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. There was just no way of me fitting an actual elevator in here. We just gotta be more careful. Alright, feel free to ignore that, and welcome to the other floor. I don't know which floor it is, it may be 167th floor, I don't know honestly, but yeah, I mean, look at my moves.
Dancing like Piff. The f out of here, man.
We have the girls over here. I made these cardboard cutouts because I thought it would look better, but you know, they were very distracting, so I just put the three of them in here. You know, they are kind of protecting the hallway. They are not sealing the honeymoon, they are sealing the elevator doors. Right, come here. This is Rumi's room. I was fortunate enough to have a lot of reference pics, so this came out very accurate. You know, we have the wall trims over here with these fake LED stripes from Temu. One thing I definitely noticed when making this was that initially when coloring something in a very bold color like the bedding or the pillows, it just looked very off in my eyes. You know, I'm very used to this very neutral color scheme, and getting out of my comfort zone with these bold colors taught me how to use them in a correct way. It's not always about having a pop of color, but maybe a lot of them work together very well. So we have all of the details, and I didn't miss a single thing, alright? I was just going frame by frame, making sure that I didn't miss out on anything. And we also have the bird, I don't know how it's called, but we have the bird, and we have the big boy. You know, it's Derpy in the building. He just tripped over the spot, you know, the usual. He's gonna put it back up, don't worry. You know, makes me wonder where he got that name from. To finish with Rumi's room, we have this area that is never shown in the movie. Like there's not a single ounce of light in here, so I just made up a bathroom, because if some of you are recreating this, you're gonna be able to wash yourselves. Like it's been known that we don't like stinky people. We have another bathroom in here, and now we're gonna be getting into my favorite room in the whole house. That's right, it's the recording studio. Look at all of these decals, man. It's such a magical space. It's really cozy, it's really messy. It has a lot of personality, and I don't think that I ever achieved that with my builds. No lie, I must have spent a total of 3 hours in Photoshop just crafting all of these decals, but without them it wouldn't be complete. It would be so empty and soulless. You know, all of this dedication deserves a like and a subscribe, right? Look what they cooking up in FL Studio, man. They making golden beat too. I think Carrie on the remix chat. We have all of the notes, all of the lyrics, and then we have my favorite detail in the whole house. This door right here, I had to make these stickers from scratch. Like I grabbed all of the PNGs and put them in the file, and I added the shadows, I rotated them, I resized them. But you know, it's all part of the process. Yeah, I think this is wraps. This is the K-pop in Hunter's apartment. You know, I had to make it. It's just so fun. You know, I just love making these builds for y'all. I don't think I'm gonna be stopping anytime soon. Like this is a new beginning, man. And I hope that you can join me in this journey. Be ready for the next uploads. It's about to go crazy. And yeah, I'll see you next time.